Politics.
For I say unto you, that unto every one which hath shall be given, and from him that hath not, even that he hath, shall be taken away from him.
Who would say that must be a Republican?
So how does one go about living in poverty, especially one who has lived outside of it for 47 years? First off, one must find affordable housing. In 2010, I moved from the Gold Coast, one of Chicago's wealthiest neighborhoods, to Andersonville, a quaint, historically Swedish neighborhood on the north side, now known for, among other things, its lesbians. Girls Town, they call it, corresponding to Chicago's openly gay Boys Town in the Lakeview neighborhood. At the risk of sounding like a dolt, I like gay neighborhoods. They're always clean and pretty. They're also typically safe, I suppose, because who wants to cross a band of excitable buff dudes? One minor drawback to living in Girls Town, though, every time I chat up a pretty female, it seems we're always being interrupted by some butch cockblocker.
She's mine!
Andersonville is also relatively quiet. In blunt contrast to the Gold Coast, where the soundtrack includes hourly ear-piercing sirens, one can hear the birds while walking about. I found just the right tiny vintage apartment across the street from what used to be a silent movie studio. In fact, I now live in what used to be the housing for the studio staff and crew. The management here has given names to the apartment units, corresponding to the names of silent movie stars, mine being the Tom Mix. Other units are named the Gloria Swanson, the Charlie Chaplin, the Harold Lloyd, and the Lillian Gish. Despite the neighborhood's old-fashioned charm and gay man beef patrol, my beloved bicycle was stolen within the first 2 weeks of my residence.
Welcome to Andersonville.
I had brought that bike with me when I moved to Chicago in 1999 from Virginia Beach, and it was one of the few beach cruisers anyone has ever seen outside of a beach town. I loved riding that thing. Fat tires, fat, comfortable seat, wide handlebars. They were made for guys to cruise up and down boardwalks looking for girls. If the girl is on foot and she's into you, you offer her a ride on the handlebars. That way you can, sort of snuggle with her as you pedal back to your place. And you get to smell her hair and her skin on the way. Meanwhile, the girl gets a little sense of you being, a slightly dangerous character. Anyway, I treasured that bike for 15 years. I can still feel the anger. I still wish I could strangle the scumbags who cut the chain and made off with something that will never mean as much to them as it did to me. Allowing myself to fall prey to sophisticated crooks in the mortgage industry was what landed me in this place. And now, what little I had left was being taken by street hoodlums.